From our perspective, looks at the lives and behaviors of millennials, Generation Z, and the changes that are happening in our 21st century and the innovators that are making it happen. We will explore trends, technology, music, fashion, social media, business, science, the arts, faith, and lifestyle. We would look at their interests, how are they changing our 21st century, and what is causing market disruptions, and what does that mean? From our perspective, it's not just another talk show. There will be roving reporters from the Caribbean, Europe, and North America. This will be a show of learning, exploring, questioning, listening, and creative ideas. So come join us on Comcast, Verizon, and online. The twin island of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the Caribbean Sea, 6 miles from Venezuela, and a population of 1.3 million, is known for its varied cultural cuisines. Also, steel pan, calypso, soca music, carnival, beaches, oil refining, drilling, and exploration. This oil-producing nation has entered a historically new era on November 30th, 2018. Petrotrin, the nation's oil refinery, closed its doors. Although the more profitable sector of oil exploration and drilling continues, the closing of the refinery means the loss of jobs. What does this mean for the nation and its youth? Mrs. Hazel Manning, wife of the late Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, has over 40 years of experience in program planning and management, working as a senior administrator and representative in local, regional, and international arenas. Mrs. Manning has served as Senator for the government of Trinidad and Tobago in 2001 and subsequently as Minister of Education. During her tenure, a Maori Caribbean poll voted the Ministry of Education as the most productive and influential.
Hi, I'm Hazel Manning. I'm from tropical Trinidad and Tobago. I am the head or leader of the leadership firm. I founded that firm in the year 2015. It's been going really very well, and it deals with leadership and the fact that we have to research, we have to understand, we have to move forward as leaders to be able to implement successfully. This firm was founded after I retired and sitting and wondering what next should I do. And in looking around and trying to find something to do, I took note of my passion. My passion was to add value to people, to be able to ensure that they are able to release their potential. And that's what I do. I add value to a number of people. In the 3 years that we have been in existence, we've had quite a large number of workshops. We have impacted on over 1,000 people, and we are continuing to do that. My goal is that in the next 5 years that we will be able to impact on about 500,000 people. And we are putting plans in place to do exactly that, now that we feel comfortably enough to move forward. Basically, what it is we use, our model, is guided by the John Maxwell concept, a concept that speaks to the fact that all of us are leaders. Whether we are young people, whether we are older people, whether we are parents, whether we are in the church, and very much involved in church activities, whether it is we are called to national service, even at the world of work, we are all leaders. Therefore, how do we move forward as leaders to be able to make a difference, to impact, and to add value to others? It's a very tremendous program that we are operating, and I'm passionate about the fact that, especially in my country, that we need to be able to support those who find themselves in positions that could be a little bit difficult to manage. At this point in time, Trinidad and Tobago is going through a recession, a very deep recession, and it's impacting on the status quo. And what you're seeing is the fact that there's need for innovation to be able to conquer what's happening. There are a number of people being laid off from their work, whether it is the public utilities, whether it is from the communication sector or from the petroleum industry. And therefore what's happening is, again, the spirit of that leadership and that need to move on and make a difference is coming to the fore. And therefore, as a company, we are getting involved with that change, with that transmission, that transformation, that movement from one status to the next. It's painful, it's difficult, but what we have been doing is giving hope. We have been opening up to others that vista of entrepreneurship, that sense that yes, we can do it if we come together as a group, and if we move together, identifying our vision, identifying our missions, whether they're and personal ones, as we come together to develop institutions that are innovative, creative, and responding to the needs and demands of a new Trinidad and Tobago. As a country, as we move forward in this new age, the emphasis is being placed and surely has to be placed on our young people. The education system talks to the innovation of what they do, making sure that they do things differently. The education curriculum has changed, even though it needs to change some more, but it's on its way to a modernization of the system. The young people are encouraged to get very much involved in the technology and to be creative. And as we move forward to keep changing and bringing that transformation in place, we use the young to guide the way, to work alongside the older ones and to hold hands. And so in a transformational leadership approach, coaching and mentoring and guiding and inspiring, we're hoping that in time, we're more than hoping, we know that in time to come, that Trinidad and Tobago will do really very well. And so I'm anxious, but yet I am sure, I'm very, very sure that we see better days to come.
Atlanta, the capital of Georgia, a population of 500,000, serves as an economic center for over 6 million people of diverse nationalities. For the past 15 years, Atlanta saw a 61% increase in college-educated millennials. Here is one of their stories.
My name is Vesta. I'm the owner of Babe Collections, which is a women's wear clothing line. Babe Collections was created by me, and this is my vision. This is my dream. This is my baby. I come from a family of very talented people. My family migrated here from Trinidad. Both my mother and father migrated here from Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm a first generation American in my family. My immediate family, I was born in DC. And they moved to Georgia when I was young, so I've done all my schooling here in Georgia. My talents are inherited. My passion for fashion is inherited. My mother is a seamstress. She can design and make anything without a pattern, without any form of experience from any school, self-taught, and she's a beast at it. My dad always tells me a story of when him and my mother got married, that he designed her wedding dress and she made it. So this is definitely within my blood. This is something that is not only something that I desire, but something within me that is generationally passed on to me. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a model, a supermodel to be exact. I wanted to travel the world and work with the best designers, and I wanted to just be like a well-known model, like a Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, like the Vesta. And that didn't happen. When I was younger, around 16, I worked with my sister in her salon. I was a shampoo assistant, just an assistant, just helping her around her shop. She had the top salon in the area, and she is a well-known hairstylist, Christy, and she is well-known to this day. And I used to love to see how she would dress. As far as when she would come in, she was always had heels on, a cute outfit on, her hair was always done, her makeup was always done, and the other stylists would look like who she think she is, why she always, dressed up and looking pretty, and she always had a smile no matter who she was talking to. She always had the best demeanor. And I always looked up to my sister, and I love how she carried herself and what an example she made for me. Working in the salon, I was able to see all types of different women that had it going on and that like to dress. And when you come to the salon, you're the type of woman that likes to take care of yourself. You're the type of woman that likes to that knows about self-love. And I feel like she exposed me to a lot of different styles, a lot of different types of personalities. Being in a salon, you meet a lot of different type of people, and you just, at such a young age, I feel like that I absorbed a lot of things from other people, and I was exposed to things from other people. Just being in the salon atmosphere, and even with just basically having magazines within the salon and looking through the magazines and seeing all the different fashions, seeing all the different clothing designs that people were wearing. When you're working in the hair industry, you're staying on trend, you're staying in current, you just have to keep with the flow of the trend. But the thing that I love about working in my sister's salon was seeing her create the trend. And I think that has stuck with me throughout my life. And when I was younger, I used to use the money that I worked at my sister's salon, and I would take that money and I would use that to fund my clothing obsession. So I would buy my own clothes because my parents couldn't afford to get me the clothing that I wanted. So I would buy my own clothing because I was working at that time. All the way from I was 16, I was working. Throughout my schooling from then on, I was working, and I was making my own money, and I was buying my own clothing, my own shoes, like anything that I need. I was buying my own stuff starting at the age of 16. And I remember I used to love going downtown Atlanta, all the stores they had downtown Atlanta. Oh, I just love going downtown Atlanta after school. I didn't live too far from Atlanta, the center of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. And I would take the bus down there, and I would just go through all the stores just to see what was the latest, the newest stuff that they put out, just to see what they had that I could, just stunt on people in. And sometimes, I would have to put stuff on layaway, and that was okay. That showed me patience. And I just love fashion so much, and I just love to look a certain way, and I felt like that has just always been a thing of mine. I even remember when I was younger and my mom used to dress me, and I remember the moment when I was just like, I don't want you to dress me anymore. I don't like how you dress me. Can I style my own self, like? And I don't like people to tell me what to wear. I don't like to have a limit on what I wear. I don't like for people to box me in. There is no box when it comes to what I want to wear, and how I wear it. My passion for fashion led me to design school, fashion design school at Barber College in Atlanta, Georgia. And I did pretty well there. I feel like my designs and my work stood out, and I love designing and learning how to, the technical side of it, and how to sew and how to make patterns, and just the competitiveness of the different little competitions that we had. And I just love, just this exposed me to so much of the technicalities of fashion, of what it really takes, the work that it takes to create the designs that I come up with. And I will say that when I left Barber College, I didn't really have when life hits you, it's almost like you lose the courage, you lose the confidence to fulfill or to go after your dreams, because you're not sure of how to complete your dream, how to make your dream a reality. It almost seems like it's so far-fetched, and that's how me having my clothing line felt. And I let it go. I let that dream go because I didn't have the confidence to fulfill my dream. And I feel like that's just within my purpose, and that was destined for me to follow that path because of where I am today. And I say that because when I left Barber College, I didn't go into designing. I didn't start my own clothing line. It was not what I, pictured in my head, and I just dropped the ball. And I later, because I still was continuing working in my sister's salon since the age of 16 all the way to my early 20s, and I noticed I was pretty good at doing hair as well, on top of my creativity as being a designer and my desire to be a model. And it was just like another talent that I had, and it was doing hair. And so I started on doing hair by doing my own hair, and other people would ask me to do their hair, and it just became a thing where other people wanted me to do what I did on myself for them. And just being in the shop, I literally grew up in the salon, in my sister's salon, and I just had the talent for it. Like, it wasn't something that I just had to make work. It was effortless. I went to school for cosmetology, and I ended up working in salons, and I developed my talent to a point where my talent is pretty damn good, pretty darn good. And I love how everything that I've been through has tied into itself. Me wanting to be a model when I was younger, but never being picked for all the competitions that I've been to, for all the different openings or open calls. I was never picked. I was never even selected for like the 10th person, not even, in any kind of way, out of all different stuff. I've even traveled to different places within the country to audition for things, and I was never selected. And to be at this point in life where I have finally found the confidence 9 years later, after starting this journey, 9 years later, after stopping, I was able to have the confidence because I realized that there's never going to be the perfect timing. There's never going to be the right time. I realized I had to make the time. I had to make it the right time. I had to make myself just step out on faith. I just had to step out on faith. And I feel like what makes a leader is a person that, with fear in front of them, fearlessly steps out on faith. With a lack of confidence, is able to push yourself and be confident within yourself and find some kind of confidence within yourself to say, hey, why not you? If anybody else can do it, then why not you? And this is something that I'm not asking for somebody else to give to me. This is not something that I am sitting around waiting, auditioning for somebody to do for me. This is me doing for myself. This is me saying that, Vesta, you're good enough. Vesta, you're the bomb. Vesta, you need to get on this. Vesta, you need to do this now. You need to stop waiting for the right time. There's never going to be a right time. Make the time now. And ever since I've stepped out on faith, I feel like I'm building, and I'm building, and I'm building, and I'm building this confidence within myself where I am becoming, I can't explain it. I just feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm within my purpose. I feel like everything came like everything is falling into place. I started off wanting to be a supermodel, but now I model for my clothing line. I'm the face of my clothing line. I started doing hair. All the visual imaging, anything that has to do with anything within my business, I'm the hairstylist. This is my hair. This is my product. This is my talent. So not only am I the face of my brand, but I'm doing the work behind my brand. Not only creating clothing, this is a custom piece for my clothing line, this top, and designed from scratch. So I'm creating my own patterns. I'm creating and also buying clothing as well and selling. I'm buying clothing and selling. I'm creating my own patterns and making and sewing my own clothing with my mother. Thank you, Mother, for helping me out with my clothing line. And I'm modeling for my clothing line. And I'm doing the hair and makeup and styling for my clothing line. Everything came into full circle, and I feel like everything that I've been through in life was purposed, and everything happened for its own divine reason. And I have so much confidence just from that fact. Just from that fact of knowing that things might not look exactly how I want it to look, but I'm going to always press forward because I don't know what's on the other side of the fear that I have. I don't know what's on the other side of what if, and I'm courageous enough to step out. I'm courageous enough to just do it. And I'm glad that I'm in this position. I'm glad that I have my clothing line to present you. And I started my clothing line in June. And the way I'm doing my clothing line is collections. So every time I come out with a collection, which will be a set of clothing that you guys will love, and I just feel like everything will stand out. Everything, it will be none of the stretchy looking outfits that you see everybody, the cheap stretchy looking outfits. No, it will be none of that. It will be all unique pieces. All pieces that you won't see in another boutique or clothing line unless if they taking my stuff. And this will be unique. This will be just stamped by Vesta. It will just have my stamp on it. And I'm proud of myself for everything that I'm doing. I'm proud of myself for taking a chance on myself. And I feel like this was the best decision of my life.